Welcome back to Rival Series coverage here on Rival Esports. Jarv Jump here with Digital Bacon and our league. And boys, we have just seen a
Mhm.
cracker of an upset where RCD Espanyol beat Weedham Girls in 3 games and took that top spot with 3 wins. Not something that I was expecting, not something that our league was expecting. And Bacon, even you are not looking as smug as I would expect you to look after that prediction.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I thought it'd be a super close series going on between RCD Espanyol and Weedham Girls, but it was just a shutout. Don't get me wrong, game two was very close going to overtime, but it felt like Weedham Girls did change up their strat, got very aggressive, but then RCD Espanyol found an answer for it. And after that, Weedham Girls couldn't get back into the groove, could they?
Yeah, and our league, do you feel like it was more to RCD Espanol really changing that whole thing up, or whether it's Widom girls just repeatedly shooting themselves in the foot over and over again?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I like to look at some positives post game, even if you've had a bad time of it. And I think that even though We Them Girls' defense was a significant step down from
Mhm.
previous weeks, at least their throwing abilities improved. It was just
Silver
so
lining and all.
A good,
it was
strong
so
right arm, yeah.
it was so wayward. It was so
Mhm.
wayward, and I was calling on Greasy to be a leader, but I think he was the least impactful player on that squad throughout the entire 3 games. And I mean that in the worst way as well, because he just so many times you could count that he was in the wrong place when it came to defense, or he's a little too eager to go out of defense. And color me super impressed with RCD Espanol. I mean, we were talking about their potential promotion placement here and how they could really nail their colors to the mast if they took a win here. They did so comfortably as well. And so I think what you guys are
Mm.
saying at the end of that match, where these guys now have to reprioritize, we them girls have got to be looking, okay, we've got to get the job done to even be in with a chance of promotion now. Espanol, sky's the limit, right? I mean, you're 3-0 by week 2 already. What's to stop you?
That's
Well,
it. With that win there, sorry, Jam, cutting on in, that does put RCD Espanyol on a comfortable path to top three now. Like,
Yeah.
they're allowed, considering they've taken down Weedham Girls, and I'm going to say Solari, they've taken down, who we'll see later on the stream. Like, that's a good, comfortable little judgment there. Plus, triple trouble. I think they taken down their biggest rivals, and then teams like we'll get see Servette Geneva in a little bit, but them Vertex maybe a little bit lower quality within the RORS because there's always going to be different skill levels. I think, of course, they can't just like drop off, say, right, we can half-ass this right now, but
Mhm.
they've got much better chances, and they're not scary opponents for them.
that's true. Really, with those wins against teams that would be considered to be pining for those top spots,
Mm.
it feels like RCD Espanol have already settled themselves in the top five.
Mm.
Dare I say, well, again, too early to say. There's still 6 more games to be played.
Yes.
But beating their biggest opponents seems to be then making the rest of the league a breeze against Servette, Verdex. The rest of the teams like Solara, like you mentioned, Team BDS, Baguette Squad might throw a little bit more of a curveball to them. But so far, they're right there at the peak. Good news for Widom girls, though. Despite this loss, they are still sitting comfortably
Mm.
near the top,
Mm.
and they will have a 2 week break since neither Widom girls nor RCD Espanol will be playing next week on mainstream or on the B stream right over here. So they have plenty of time to make sure that this does not repeat again.
They need it. They need that break because I mean, look, it's this was a bruising loss. There's no other way to go about it. I think we all liked the look of Espanyol. We all thought it was going to be 4, maybe 5 games. The fact that it's a sweep and the fact that we saw an overtime go in the way of Espanyol as well, the end of the
Mhm.
situation is this. Ixo, we've seen him done some good things. Breezy, we've seen him do some good things. Greasy, we're expecting more. Work on your rotations, and more importantly, work on dealing with these teams that hit you hard and hit you fast. I think Baker made an excellent point while we were off air briefly. Solari are going to have a field day with We Dem Girls as they are now because Solari are going to be in your face all the
Yeah.
time. I could see that as a 3-0 based on the evidence that we've seen here. So work on a plan C for these teams that are going to really try to disrupt your swift passing play and try, to stop any sort of counterattack from beginning in the first place.
Mm.
Well,
But
folks,
sorry.
one
Okay.
one last point. Let's go with one last point, Bacon.
Okay. One last point, just going to bring it on in. You learn more in defeat. Weedham Girls,
Mhm.
I said it, had not been playing to their fullest potential. You know, they could be doing so much better. They're making mistakes. So I think this defeat is going to be humbling to them. Come back 2 weeks' time, they'll be so much stronger. Like you said, they've got that week off. They can have break, scrim, think about how to improve. Because what they're doing so far, you do get teams that sort of fall into a bit of a lull because they're winning everything. So why do you need to improve a massive amount? There's no uber drive to push that far forward. They've taken a loss against one of the teams that is going to be their biggest rival. So they're going to be looking at this now, go, right, what was everything we did wrong? And this for them is the perfect series because it pointed out every single flaw. So come back 2 weeks' time. If they, practice, do the work, they're going to be one of the toughest teams if they weren't already, which is great to see that because you got to think we're still at the early stages of the rival series. So it's the perfect time to improve.
Well, hopefully they will heed to your words. But folks, let's now move to the second series of the day, which is going to be Baguette Squad versus Servette Geneva Esports. We just had two teams with a perfect results. Well, up until this point where Widom Girls decided to lose big time. We're going to two teams that haven't won a single series just yet. Both Baguette Squad and Servette have lost to RGM and Widom Girls respectively. And now one of them just have to win. Bacon, your quick predictions for this one. Do you see this going Baguette Squad way, or perhaps the Swiss team of Servette is going to take it?
I think it's going to pay me a sec because the Servette Geneva boys are my boys, but I think Baguette Squad are going to take it. They're more mechanically skilled. Servette Geneva are having a little bit of problems with confidence at the moment. Definitely mirroring. I said it in break to you guys. Mirroring is the best player on Servette Geneva. In the rival series, he is by far the worst player on Servette Geneva purely because he's got to get that confidence about himself. He's so lackluster. You look at him on the Swiss national scene, he will smack every single body else around. But here, he just can't seem to get things together, and that's their biggest problem right now.
Look, this is going to be this might be a scrappy one. You've
Mhm.
got one of the least creative forces so far this season in Baguette. Let me get this start.
Yeah.
This is absurd, right? So Yukis has 3 goals to his name with 3.8 shots per game. He has a shooting percentage of 52.78%. And yet somehow they looked so inept in offense. There were some
Yeah.
assists offered up and some semblance of creativity from Swoopin and Ridgewell, but the team so far looks a little bit disjointed, dysfunctional in the offense. And you're going up against Servette Geneva, who, to be fair, showed some real courage up against We Damn Girls. I think their defense looked really good, but their problem so far, for me at least, is that they've been relying way too heavily on one person to bring them through a series. It was a fair in the play-ins. It was Yagi yesterday against We Dem Girls. Is this Mirror Wings time? They better hope so. For me, it's going to be Baguette Squad. I'm going to say 3-1 in their favor. I think Servette has something about them, but for me, still very much relegation favorites.
All right. What about you, Bacon? What's the score line you're going to go with? I'm assuming it's still a Baguette Squad all the way for you.
3-2, but that's just to give an extra game to Servette Geneva right now. I feel bad saying it, and don't get me wrong, if they win, you will see a bias caster come out on stream purely because I want them to win so badly. They're by far one of the teams that can pull off one of the best passing plays you'll see. But at the moment, they're a little bit broken. They're not entirely the full roster.
I am guilty of that as well. I will admit that when Servette Geneva were making that miracle run through the losers bracket in the play-ins, bias came in droves from me. I admit that was not professional of me. Just to deviate a little bit from you guys, I'm gonna go for Baguette Squad as well. I'm gonna go 3-0, despite Servette. And right now, the whole country of Switzerland has just gasped in terror.
You've got like a little red dot just up here on your head. You better be careful. Don't go near windows.
Stay safe.
Oh boy, yes. Darn, and Trox is. I'm going to see Trox next week as well.
Well then.
Which is a shame. So, boys, why don't you take it away? Bacon, our leak, the field's yours.
So, Mr. Bacon, that is 3 casters, 2 of which love Servette Geneva. going in favor of Baguette. Doesn't bode well in theory, but like I say, there was something there against We Dem Girls, I think. There was a bit of courage, and their defense was rightly praised by Spaceman, by Subi. I think there is something there, whether it comes into effect today or whether it comes into effect later on in the season. We're going to have to find out. Best of 5 then, 5 minutes on the clock as per usual. Baguette in the blue and Servette rocking the orange. And so far it's been pretty even Stevens. Everyone just figuring themselves out. Mira with a shot wide, swooping out to the midfield. In comes Zafir. Visual out to the midfield. Doesn't get the block on Yagi, who was... Tell you what, if it wasn't for his team losing, would have been far and away MVP of that WDG series.
Definitely, and for me, it's all coming down to this season feels like a builder season for Servette. They've got to just take every game as it comes, learn from it, because this is a team that if they stay together, they could do a Echo Zulu, Awkward Turtles, now Notorious Legion run and come back even stronger next season. We see the same glimmers of hope, the same signs, don't we, Arlie?
Absolutely. Swooping. Goes up high to the corner. Yagi blocks. Through comes Ritual out to the other side, but Yukis wasn't on the same wavelength. It's one-on-one. Zafir on his own. Team captain Yukis with the save. In comes, I think from up high, that was maybe Yagi, and Zafir coming through again, but Yukis with the block now. Good string of play coming here from Servette. Mirror, first to the ball. Oh, Rizal with a massive miss on the backboard, and that's going to be Mirror Wing's first goal of the season.
That scared me so much because it seemed like they nearly whiffed it in front of
So
net.
close.
But yes, Mirror, please use that. The confidence needs to build in this lab, because that was actually a decent little push into the corner. Yes, there was the whiff. You've got to take that into account. But it's the first goal. Build from there, lads. You can see Yagi already going for net. Brilliant stuff. Let's build this up, boys.
He was the only player not to score in the rival series to date until that goal, Mirror Wing. That might be massive confidence booster that he was looking for. And Servette showing signs of life. Yagi, the ball was just loitering around in the middle of the danger zone there, and he had the time to work on it.
Exactly. Like, if the ball's going to linger, Servette are one of those teams which don't mind. They can handle a bit of pressure, but here, I don't know what they were doing on the link.
They were standing off once again. It was a nice redirect from Visual and Yagi, fighting over each other to get to the ball first, and ultimately Swooping very much lives up to his name, nicks that goal, and 30 seconds out from half-time, it's a tie game.
Is indeed. Kickoff going a little bit askew. No one going to really get any... No! Oh, the bouncer.
The chip.
Follow up. Oh, good touch from Yukis to get that way.
So, I mean, I tell you what, their offense overall has just looked a lot better, Bacon, and that's going to be further confidence boosting. Zafir tries to flick it over one. In comes Mirror Wing. Why get one when you can get 2 goals for half the price? It's just gone past half-time, and advantage re-established for Servette.
And you got to think right now, like you said, coming into today, the only player in the rival series without a goal. First game, he's got 2. You got to think, this is the building point. I was worried this season, but who knows? Maybe the Get Squad have to fall for Servette Geneva to rise. Servette going just wide of net. The follow-through wasn't that great as well from Mirrorwing. He wasn't set up in a great place to follow onto that.
It's worth saying, I was expecting Mirrorwing to turn up. That has been the Servette Geneva way of doing things. It's one person carries the rest of the stable. That said, that was an open net, and Swooping absolutely should have converted that one home. Should be a tie game. Still problems to be had then for Servette. They can't rest on their laurels. I think Zafir has shown some very good signs as well after going a little bit MIA against with them girls. Yukis out to the corner then. And Yukis again with the challenge. The ball ricochets over to the far wall. And both Ritual and Zafir miss. Swooping over the top of Mirror. Swooping all the way. Yagi up high to block. And now Ritual coming around the corner once again. Yagi back into the midfield. He's got no boost to work with, but Zafir bails him out.
Oh, and a good 50-50 from Zafir as well. Zafir right now is the purest captain you can find in Rocket League, in the RL, RS, the rival series, of course, because he will direct the rest of his team, and it all revolves around good set pieces, a very old school kind of, Season 4 RLCS way of playing. Lots of passing coming out from them, making sure that they're all connecting up and they're all able to help each other out. And it's a core, stable dynamic this team has, but they've got to be careful of these bumps, even some demos coming out, because that will really dismantle them.
Worrying signs if you're a Baguette squad fan. I personally had this team as potential promotion contenders. They've got the experience from last year. The squad stayed together. But that loss against RJM was already off colour from what we had seen from them last season. And to potentially go 1-0 down in the series up against Servette, who, again, most people would have on card as going down themselves this season. Got to ask, Baguette, are they in more trouble than perhaps we had given them credit for? Visual, it's a shot towards net, met before he even reached it by Mirrorwing, swooping over the top of him, but Yagi quick to the ball. And Baguette, they've had chances to equalize, Bacon, they've had chances to go ahead. Is this the chance that they needed? Oh my good lord, how did he not score? Lucas was in the right place at the right time, and yet somehow Servette have gotten away with that. A very close game if you look at the stats. Affair with some big saves and plenty of good creative opportunities coming through him as well. Of course, Mirror with the first goals of his season. But Baguette just, it was fits and starts, was it not? It felt like they never really got going in the first place.
Exactly that. They just weren't, it's almost like they didn't come into the series warmed up at all. When we saw them in the lobby, first of all, like 9 minutes early, essentially. They were really ready to go. They're passing the ball about. They looked fine in their little warm-up sessions in the server. But here, they just couldn't seem to link up. I think it's because the players are in a little bit of a weird mindset of each other. You saw some of them trying to go for long passing plays, others trying to shadow. And the thing is, you can only go to one or the other because it's all about spacing in Rocket League. For them, they're just a little bit too far apart when they need to be close, and that drop from Yagi. Oh, this is marvelous.
Goal number 5, and once again, it's Mirror involved. He's been involved every single goal that Servette have scored today, and that one, in the first 6 minutes, that is their fastest goal in the game all season long. Servette growing in confidence.
So proud right now, and oh, that bump onto Mirror saved their Bacon right there. Swooping going to keep that going. No one able to follow up. Yagi's done massive here to get us downfield as well. That is just well thought out progression.
And so the siege continues. A big win there from Yukis to get it downfield, and Yagi calls off Mirror to make the save. Yagi again with a massive win. Good opportunity, but Yukis is there first, round the corner. Mirror back into the center. It's a ball that's going a little bit wayward, but Safair's trying to sneak it in, doesn't so, and now it's Yukis away downfield. Doesn't get it over the top of Yagi. He has been instrumental in everything good that Servette has done so far in the 1 and a bit series that we've seen. But Yukis is going to punish that backboard mistake. Not the first time we have seen a backboard mistake from Servette either. And would you believe it, Bacon? It's exactly the same person as yesterday. Safair's going to be holding his head in his hands.
He is indeed. And this comes down to a weird little misjudgment. So Yagi was in net, so Safair thought he had to go challenge that. Naturally, you always send one player to the ball, the other stays in net. The problem was he was in a position where he could not challenge it at all. And it's going to cost him. Yagi thought, he would cover the back end of the net, came in close. Wires got wrongly crossed.
Oh, swooping over the demo on Yagi. That's probably one of the smarter strategies to employ against this Servette squad. Yagi now with the pinch across the ground, but that's going to end up in Swoopin's hands. And Safair with a misclick, a side flip off the wall. Swoopin is 2v1 up against Mirror, but Mirror does well to get that onto the backboard with a block and Safair away. So now it's Baguette squad with an offensive. Miss from both defender and striker. And a nice clearance there from Mirror downfield, but Swoopin returns to sender, looking for Yukis on the far wall. Safair wins, although gets demolished for his efforts, and now that's Yagi down to Mirror. That's a goal, and he can't stop scoring. He can't stop getting involved in the opposite end of the pitch, Bacon.
Well, when you see an open net in front of you, you're just going to redirect it on down in. Yagi did massive there to get up in the air so early and pass that downfield. Baguette squad, they're picking up the pace. They're being a little bit of a nuisance, yes. So it has improved them here in game 2. But the problem is that they're trying to run before they can walk, and those foundations are not set. Oh, you can see so many opportunities, so many routes to net in all their plays.
Swoop in. Has no one to pass to. Mirror does, but it doesn't reach Zafair. Yukis to the corner. Yagi lies in wait, and he's only got 10 boosts. Now that is going to be difficult, and his teammate Zafair tries to bail him out. Here comes Visual, another floated cross, but no one ready to commit to that one either. You wouldn't blame them either, given how poor they have been on offense so far. Swoop in as a free net and shoots straight at Yagi, who picks up another save for the stats.
Really interesting right now. Servette Geneva were quite low on boost, so that's why they stuck back in defense. They held the ball up so they could gather the small pads, gather those 100s when they had respawned on in, and that's how they worked themselves out. That big clearance and the follow-up is very good, but that should diffuse the issue. And you can see Zafair on the attack, not going to be able to run front and net, but Servette Geneva are being very clever on how they use time, use space to control the ball and wait for a right opportunity to attack.
Give Zafair his due. That was as good a backboard clearance as you could have gotten. Visual goes high again. Zafair's called off, and his teammate Mirrorwing does come through. Center pass straight to Yagi. Now it's Swoopin's turn to boom downfield. He can find Yukis if Yukis gets the shot! Oh, it's far and not rounded for. It's a beautiful redirect. Swoopin off the crossbar now. Third time of asking, still denied by Yagi. Visual keeps it alive, and Yukis finally finds the equalizer. Give all credit to Servette. They held on as long as they could, but finally, rewards for all that pressure. Yukis with a mighty equalizer.
5 shots in the space of 10 seconds right there for the Baguette squad. You can really call that an onslaught. The pass-ups, they're trying to look across. It all came down to some minor original mistakes in defense. Servette Geneva, whilst looking so much better on the attack this week, League, have lost a little bit of oomph in their defense.
And now here comes another counter-attack. It's Visual looking to get there first. He gets the demo. What a demo that was! And just throws it into the danger zone, straight into the front bumper of Yukis. This game has been turned on its head.
As indeed, Baguette squad taking advantage. 57 seconds left. They're going to have to hold on to it. I expect them to try and hound down another goal here, Elite, because one is not safe enough. Mirror just going straight up for the shot, and it was not safe enough. 3 seconds is all they held on to lead for.
Rick's Ronde, eat your heart out. 5 goals scored, 1 goal assisted for Mirrorwing, popping off today. But that was possibly one of the easiest goals that he will also score all season. Just the seas parted for him, and Mirrorwing trying to force through another one there, but this time kickoff goes in favor of Baguette squad. Swoop in, up high once again, looking to expand that boost. Yukis with a second touch, and Visual was getting punted about by Zafair in the midfield. Mirrorwing looking to get this on target, helped up high and away by Visual. Zafair down to Mirrorwing, who didn't get the pace on the ball that he would have wanted, and now we get to the counter-attack again. This game is absolutely lightning pace as things stand. 2 teams who do not want to be in that relegation picture as soon as week 2. Mirrorwing into the middle and swooping away to the corner. Now it's Yagi's turn to throw back central. Visual into the midfield, and Mirrorwing going to stop that one as it returns to Yagi's hands.
What we love so much right now is so many different weights added to this match. Not only is it for the rival series, but it's for a country's pride, as it is the fair of Switzerland. Gonna push this 2-0 in the favor of Servette Geneva. I bet you every single French fan in chat right now is praying for the reverse sweep.
It was like an astronomical anomaly that you look up into the skies and you stare and you think, wow, that's beautiful. Nobody picked up Zafair on the box. And Mirrorwing involved with all 7 goals that Servette have scored, picking the assist there for Zafair. Servette are on match point, and you know what, Bacon? It is no less than they have deserved. Fair credit to Baguette. They got themselves back in the game, but once again, lack of communication, not taking the chances when they came their way, and they were punished big, not even overtime, to save their graces.
So I was so jealous of both you and Jam for being able to get the qualifying match for Servette Geneva. I wanted it so badly when me and Jay were in the upper bracket, but if I can see them get their first win in the rival series, that makes up for it. But we'll have to see, because Baguette squad do still have the chance to turn all those smiles sour. 15 seconds on in. Servette Geneva, yes, on the attack, but it wasn't controlled. They're going to have to try and form up something a little bit stronger.
It's always a new 5 minutes. And reverse sweeps are a thing in Rocket League. So often so nowadays, of course. And Ridgewall has an open net to aim for, and he just completely whiffs the ball. If only he had had some boost on board. That's what Mira has, flipping over one, but Yukis bangs it downfield, looking for swooping the angle betraying him, Yagi down. But you know what? Yukis is going to say, hey, before you clear that ball, how about I have a shot in net and steal it off you like candy from a baby? Does so beautifully well. 1-0 Baguette.
Absolute blunder in defense, and it's all coming down to Yagi just allowing the ball to hit onto him. Didn't jump at it, was a little bit too far forward, because if he had hit that with the front bumper of his car, then it would have rocketed across the net and been safe. So it's just that decision making that hurt him there. And a good read by Yukis. We have to give him that, naturally. Oh, the demo on net as well.
Lovely. That is gorgeous. I mean, that wasn't just looking one step ahead. That was looking 5 steps ahead. Swooping like a serial killer, taking out the defender, picks up the goal as well. And that is the biggest lead that Baguette have held all series long in a game.
I think the copy pasta in chat is working right now. You seen that? It is frog power crazy at the moment. Oh, just no! Servette! Don't give them any extra help. Don't give them any little bits of hope. We've still got 3 minutes 45, I know, but one goal right now could have just stopped the progression that is Baguette squad, and he's once again connected with the ball, making it harder to get on out. Another touch will come on through from Yagi, but Yukis is well placed in the middle to stop that in its tracks.
Oh, you hate to see it. Toxic in chat, and they've been punished big time. Yukis with his second goal. The game is very quickly running away from Servette here.
So I've just seen, spam this bed to help out Servette.
They need it.
They may have just gone to sleep, it feels like, but really, it all comes down to the opposite side. The Baguette squad have well and truly woken up, and they are fueled with rage at the moment here, Ireland. You can see the sheer anger that they have, how much they want to shut down this Servette side. 3 minutes still left. Yagi, just an absolute belter at the net, but not going to be able to follow up onto it. That just hands it straight on over to the Baguette squad. They got to function as a team, not with these solo progressions.
These demos are wrecking havoc. They have the confidence was perhaps brittle. Now, thankfully for Servette, even if they do end up losing game 3, they have 2 more attempts to close this series out. But Baguette are going to be finding a lot of confidence themselves in this game. It's been decent from Servette in offense in number 3, but you know what? They still don't have a goal to show for it. Half time.
Servette is so out of place right now, and he had to go the whole way back to his end of the pitch to pick up boost. And that was with 0 on the tank, and you can see him picking up the corner one there. That puts Yagi into such an awkward spot, so now he's got nothing, having to cross over to the opposite side and misses the boost. It's all a shambles at the moment. The rotations of the players are all wonky.
And Visual and Yukis were tripping over each other, saying, "Oh, well, who's going to score the goal? Is it you? Is it me? Is it, you know, what about the other guy? What about an own goal? How about that? Have you that?" It looks so comfortable for Baguette. All of a sudden, the face of this game
overthinking.
Changing.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, Baguette squad are in a comfortable position right now. Could it be made even more comfortable? No, unfortunately not. 140 left. This is going to be such a hard graft, but there is the first of the needed 3 coming out from Mira.
8 goals out of 8. That's his 6th goal of the season. Reminder, he came into today with none. But they still have to find 2 more.
For lost time, that's just it.
You think?
Yeah,
Still got 2 more goals to find, though, before we get an equaliser.
And you got to think right now, our biggest question was Mirrorwing hadn't really shown up so far this season. He has shown up here today, and it shows what Servette Geneva can do. So right now, it's looking good, but they have to see out this win.
But again, it's those problems which I was highlighting pre-game, Bacon. They have been over-reliant on Mirrorwing. Yes, Servette's been there or thereabouts, Yagi too, but Mirrorwing is the one that's been involved with everything good regarding Servette. If he's not there, if he's not in the right place, they have fallen apart. And I think that's what Baguette has really pounced upon. They've looked to close him down. They've looked to demo them. And that's completely breaking up everything that was good about Servette, to the point where 45 seconds left, it is a stretch to see them getting 2 goals.
Like I said, it comes down to an old mentality of Rocket League, with Mirrorwing being that very solid sole striker. Young and Servette, yes, can get goals if they need, but it all comes down to trying to feed Mirrorwing. And like you said, knock him out, get him out of place. It can really cause havoc. You heard the demo in the background, double commit up in the air. Ain't anyone getting to that ball.
Doesn't matter if you score 6, doesn't matter if you assist 2 up until this point. If you're not on the field, you can do Jack Squaddle. And that's a 4-1 lead now for Baguette. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to lie, I just made it up on the spot. I was thinking, I think I know a phrase similar to this. We'll just go with it. I'll tell you what else is similar, which I know about, is big old score lines. And that's so close to number 5, toying with Servette's defense here. Yukis round the corner. Mirror's going to make the save on this occasion. Back to the drawing board for Servette. It's Baguette back in the game with a win in game 3.
Yep, someone's just let the air out of their beach ball right there, because now they are deflated. Servette Geneva, they're looking at this probably not as confident as they were coming on into the game. We do know they're still on match point. It is still 2-1 their favor. But Baguette squad were just so dominant in that game 3, weren't they?
Entirely so. I mean, again, just look at the shots. Just look at the shots, Bacon. I mean, you got 13 shots on target for Baguette. You got 4.
That is crazy.
You got 4 on target for Servette. Yagi with none. And he was their best thing yesterday, rather.
Yeah.
Rocket League's a funny old game, it is. But now Baguette has... Oh, go on, sorry.
So I was going to say, I definitely feel like Servette's feeling a little bit slower, a little bit less decisive than he does normally. Because it should be, in this case, him setting up everything. Just let Mirrorwing and Yagi just go hand downfield. And Yagi's actually been doing a lot of good solo plays, but the problem is he's not finding teammates to finish it off. And that was a bump in net, caused the issue. Look at Sweeping going across, gets out Mirror, gets out a second man as well, and then it all comes down to Yagi, who had just fallen from the air to try and turn in time. Couldn't. Good play.
The 5:24 p.m. train from Paris has very much left the station. Baguette with an early lead here, and Servette once again chasing. Visual does get a touch, but somehow the touch didn't register. It was still an orange trail. Don't know how that works. Either way, Servette looking to form another offensive. Wayless and Visual going to try and lift this one into the midfield. Gets the block on 1. Yukis over the top of 2, and that's going to be goal number 2 if he just snuck it under the crossbar. Servette are getting away with it now.
And I want Servette to be a little bit slower on their build-ups, on their counters there. Because you saw, Servette got the ball downfield. They haven't really got much from it, but as I say that dribble, wowzer. How he picks this up is crazy. Good hit into the wall, able to put it on his car, and then just flick it. 1-1, 1 minute. Hopefully, that's enough to bring Servette Geneva back into this and give them that life back.
The first goal, the Mirrorwing hasn't been involved, and it was a beaut. Lovely individual control coming out from the captain. It's speaking of, he just stops it at the mid, and now Ritual looking to stop his progress, but Yagi brings it out into the blue half once again. Swooping can only stop it before Ritual picks up the pieces. Swooping hard into the corner, and Yagi takes out Ritual. Now the demo game coming out in response from Servette to Baguette. Mirror wins the challenge on Ritual. Is that going
target.
in? Oh, it is just about. He wasn't going to be out of the goals for long.
Oh, my. Good 50-50 coming out from Mirror there, of course. Sweeping tried his darndest, but unfortunately, the post's not blessing him with a bounce out today. 2-1 in favor of Servette Geneva. Looking at that Iron League, they've just got to keep pushing. They've got to put that pressure onto Baguette squad, because if they do, Baguette squad, their defense today is not spectacular. They do crumble, but look at this, the bump idea coming on in, but that's now a 2v1 downfield. Yagi, too powerful a hit. That's only going to hurt them, and there's the open net. Oh, Yagi, so close. He got so close to being perfect there, but that power, too much on it.
He did everything so right, and then it went, oh, so wrong. Open goal for Swoopin. 2-2 in game number 4. Got to pick yourself up if you're Yagi. You've done a lot good today, especially in midfield with your wins in the 50-50s. But Ritual fancies goal number 3, and that's a good way to begin your redemption trail. Big save coming up from Yagi.
Mirror's taking this over to the side. Why would he do that, Ireland? There is no one there. He's trying to look for open space, but the problem is he can't find any. They're getting a little bit flustered, Servette, right now. They've got to start passing to each other. But what a block as well coming out from Servette. Stick for that ball.
And that was a great demo in midfield from Yagi on Swoopin. Just made sure that Ritual was thinking twice about whether he needed to commit. Infield pass from Swoopin once again. Yukis picks up the 100 boost, and so now he comes back, but Mirror's already up and ready to go. Ritual, big touch there, important touch. Intercepted by Yagi. Ritual was the third man back, so he had to get a touch on that one. Into the corner, and now comes Mirror, but Ritual with the pinch. It falls harmlessly wide, but on another day, could have gone in. Mirror out to Yagi, who throws it over to Servette, who was a little bit too ahead of himself. Swoopin throws it downfield now, but Yagi gets there first. Yukis up high. It's going to be Yagi again into the center. Maybe looking for someone, looking for the dunk. Swoopin actually registers a save because of the direction of where that ball was going to go. And now Yukis, left to his own devices, literally gives it to Mirror Wing on a plate. Yagi up high, Ritual with a miss, and Swoopin comes in big there to make not one, but 2 huge challenges.
And good stall here from Mirror. It's allowed time for Yagi and Servette to get back in defense, get some boost, and then they can reset from there. You got to think we're coming down to 1 minute 20 now, and it is looking like it will come down to 1 goal.
Big win again from Yukis, who's up there first. It's Mirror just to the ball ahead of Ritual. And Yukis going high once again. The demos have stopped. And now it's all about trying to unlock these doors that have been formed by both teams. And that pinch is going to favor the bold. Mirror Wing involved in 10 goals this series.
Oh, Lordy. 59 seconds left on the clock. Baguette squad have now got a target. They have got a goal. They are being demanded. They've got to find one in a very achievable bit of time. 2 would be ideal. But Servette Geneva, we've seen what they can do. They can hold off the ball. Their natural playstyle of looking for open space will favor them here as they have the advantage. I do want them to try and link up a little bit more though. Dangerous times, but a final second save.
Infield from Mirror, and Yagi completely whipped his touch. 30 seconds left on the clock for Baguette to try and save the early part of their season. 0-2 is not how anyone imagined it at this point. But we are 15 seconds away now from what we didn't expect becoming reality. Yukis on target, Yagi with the save. Perhaps an over-aggressive rotation here. Ritual looks to carry this one along the corner. Infield to Yukis and Mirror Wing. What is the... You know what? Yes! You know what? You tip your hat. You say mirror, mirror on the wall. who is the fairest of them all? Mirrorwing, 8 goals, 2 assists, man of the series, and Servette have their first series win in Rivals. Incredible scenes. Baguette licking their wounds.
And also how badly they have been hunting for it. Like we said, Mirror not there for the first 2 series, but now that he has shown on up how much better this team is looking, they deserve that first win, Ira League. And going forward, they can only still get better because, like we said, there was a little bit of problem with link up still here today. So fair, a little bit too quiet for my liking in the team play department. But the big question, Baguette squad, a shadow of their former self right now. They have got a lot of work to do. Week 1, they got very close to RJM. And here coming into week 2, they've just dropped again. They're now sitting right next to Team Vertex, and it's not a pretty place to be.
Listen, the fact that you're saying they got close to RJM in itself was a worry. This was a new team coming into the rival series up against an experienced roster. Now they've dropped a game to Servette as well. And listen, I thought it was a better team performance overall, but let's make no disillusions here. Mirrorwing carried that team on his shoulders today. As I say, 8 goals scored across the 3 games. 2 assists. He was only not involved in 1 goal for that team. Still progress to be made, but progress has been made. That is incredibly it's just wonderful to see. You love to see it, folks. You love to see it. And I tell you what,
we know how long these lads have been grinding for. Like this is we'll recap it after the break, hey, Ira League?
I was going to say we do love to see more Rocket League, of course, and we have one more match to bring to you guys, BDS versus Solari. I think this one is going to be an absolute banger, so you don't want to move from your seats. We'll see you back after the break.